Right, thanks for staying with us. Now, the federal government has assured of adequate security measures to foil any possible terror attack in Abuja and anywhere else in the country.
Yeah. Now, government said there is no cause for alarm, despite latest travel advisories by some Western countries, especially United Kingdom and the United States. Now, at the weekend, the British and U.S. governments warned their citizens of threats by terrorists to bomb Abuja during the forthcoming Yuletide.
Now, in its latest travel advice to British nationals, the country's Foreign and Commonwealth Office stated that it would raise the terrorism threat alert in Nigeria during the festive periods. Now, last week, the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria issued a similar warning titled, sent to its citizens and advised them to not to travel to Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Jigawa, and Yobe till the end of the year. Well, joining us to discuss this is a security consultant, Dennis Amakri. Good morning and thanks for joining us
Morning, Dennis.
on
Nice
the
to see
show.
you.
Morning,
Thank
nice seeing you again.
Yeah.
Well, this advisory coming from UK and the US, is it something that is based specifically on intelligence gathered? Or is it a general advisory that they give every time at this time of the year? Because it's not the first time they're giving such advisory.
Yes.
So is it something that we should take really seriously, or?
We have to take it very seriously.
Okay.
We have to take it seriously. Travel advices are being travel advice are being issued based on two things.
Yes.
One, intelligence. Secondly, trend analysis. You know, so the US and the UK government has consistently over the years given advice to their citizens, you know, telling them to beware of certain places depending on, you know, the threat level that exists in those areas. And I think we should just hook up with them. I think synergize with them when it comes, instead of just brushing what they are saying aside, because those travel advice are being given based on intelligence or the trend over the years. And of course, it's simple. Even you can know the trend during festive period. Yeah. You can even see in Lagos where during the festive period there are too many cars. Have you
that's what I'm asking. You know,
isn't
it just natural that you would want to be maybe more security alert during this period, other than it's really based on actual, you know, reports or intelligence?
It's based on actual intelligence.
Okay.
It's based on
now, having this kind of actual intelligence where the US and government are advising their own citizens, where does Nigeria come in here? How do they, when they gather these things, how do they interface with the Nigerian security agencies or government to see how they can avert any kind of occurrence?
I know that there is some kind of information sharing that goes on with the Nigerian security system and the American consulates or the British High Commission, you know, because you don't want to keep certain intelligence to yourself. You have to tell the people. They are basically advising their people, but that advice is for every Nigerian to be very, very careful over this period of time. You know, even not only in the Northeast, those states that were mentioned, even in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Calabar, you know, we should be able to. I'm very happy Lagos State has already started doing something about it, you know, where they issued some counter-security measures that, you know, people in Lagos should follow, because you never know. During such periods, the terrorists can go anywhere. His target is to kill as many people as possible in any kind of grouping, be it church, mall, restaurant, nightclub, anywhere.
Where crowds gather. But when government tells us there is no cause for alarm, what meaning should we read into that?
I think they should reverse that. Our Minister for Information should start thinking seriously about some of the advisory he is giving out, because this is an information, even if you don't believe in it, there are ways to go about it instead of brush it, because what he has done is brush it aside. No cause for alarm. And if something happens...
Well, to be fair, what government is saying is, look, there's no cause for alarm. But of course, security measures have been in place, though unobtrusive. You know, not noticeable, but security is
just like Lagos State government have just done. Lagos State government had put security measures in place without even referring to that advice. You know, and that's what we should do. You use the intelligence to restructure your own security space. Yeah, instead of it's not a challenging thing. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to information management, I guess this is where this comes to play. Now, the Minister of Information issued a statement saying there's no cause for alarm. I guess his own thinking is we don't want to cause any panic amongst the people.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, it's like brushing aside an intelligence report by the United States and the UK as the case may be. But what should really have been the approach of, because he's talking on behalf of the government, what should have been the approach when he means connecting with Nigerians on an intelligence like this?
You know, there are ways of, let me put it this way. The government itself does not tell you that the SSS had given them this kind of intelligence, or the military intelligence have told them this kind of thing. They go ahead and address those aspects of the intelligence that they received. And that's what I expect our government to also do. Because this is not a new thing. And I'm very, very sure there are, you know, there are different fora where they have discussed this together. And they should share it. And without making it look confrontational, you are brushing it aside. But
do you think there's any kind of synergy or interface between the Nigerian authorities, security, agencies, and the US and the UK? Of course, we've heard in the past that they will be giving a lot of support to the Nigerian, security apparatus to tackle, challenges of terrorism and all of that. If that really happened, would there be a need for this terror alert and travel advisory from the US?
Oh, the US and the UK government will always, in spite of anything, they will. But again, maybe many people don't know this, but there are, a daily, in fact, the United States government and the UK government had already declared that they are in support of our security agencies. And they work with them. They work with them. There are groups that are working directly with the military, directly with the SSS, directly with the EFCC. So it is something that is within. And when we come out to the public, we should be able to control those kind of obvious, statements.
Since 2015, there hasn't been any terror attack in Abuja, at least since this government came into being. Well, we have Dennis Amakri, he's a security consultant, and we've been looking at the fresh terror alert over Abuja. Now, government has had this campaign, sensitization campaign. If you see something, say something. I wonder how effective that has been. And in the light of this terror alert, what should Nigerians be doing to protect themselves?
Well, it is very important for Nigerians to also use this information now to look within, to look at themselves on the kind of behavior they are going to exhibit, during the Yuletide. Most importantly is situational awareness. Situational awareness.
What's that? Break it down.
That is to know where you are. It's a security kind of awareness, but it's one that anywhere you are, you should know about your surroundings, so that you just don't slip through. I'll give you an example. Some people can drive from Victoria Island to Ikeja, and you ask them what happened along the way, they don't remember because they were just driving, But if you are aware situationally, you should be aware of what is happening all the way down. By that way, you will even know the kind of cars that are around you. You will know the ones that have been following you since you left, instead of just going blindly or plugged in your ears and listening to music without knowing what is going on around.
In fact, there are some times where people, there's a gathering around places and people just drive past without noticing what is going on. You're trying to observe the environment. What are people standing to look at? Is it a building that is on fire, or there was an accident or something? Because they can get information from all of that. Now, she said something. She asked a question earlier too when she was talking to you. The campaign of if you see something, say something. How effective would that be in this?
Well, Nigerians have to learn to do that. We really have to be security conscious, whereby security is not just for the police or for the military or security agencies alone. Security is everybody's responsibility. That's why you see something, you should say something. You don't wait and say it doesn't concern me. Well, let police come and take care of it.
Yeah, if we narrow it down, people don't have confidence in security.
Yeah, but if we narrow it down really to the everyday Nigerian, the way we are, if something happens, are Nigerians very quick to pick up the phone and call? Do they know the numbers to call and the people?
Of course, the numbers are there. And well, in Lagos is a model in Nigeria. 112, 767, they are working. They are working.
But you can't say the same for other parts of the country.
I don't know about other parts of the country, but Lagos is working very well. And people should always save it in your phone.
Dennis Amakri, thank you so much. Dennis Amakri, of course, is a security consultant joining us this morning. Of course, like you've heard, if you see something, say something.
And the emergency numbers, 112 in Lagos works, like he has said. So anything you see, you notice, call that number. You'll get help as far as you are in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.